Hey y'all, and welcome to the video. So this video is going to be about cold weather protection for palms and how I do it. So we got a situation tonight coming up with a major cold front. It's going to freeze down. My phone says 28 degrees. The weather channel says 27. I'm going to prepare as if it's going to be 25 because it very well could be. And with these Bismarckias, that's kind of borderline for them. So we're gonna try and take some protective measures, and it'll be a good rehearsal for the rest of the winter. We're only into the middle of December right now, so I'm sure we'll see worse in January. So here's what we got for supplies. This year, I'm stepping it up. I'm replacing my little Christmas lights with these big C9 style lights. Here's one of the bulbs. Big bulbs, and they're incandescent. They're going to put off a good bit of heat. And then for this year, we've got this frost cloth, and this is great as long as it doesn't rain. And I think we're past the rain right now. We got a little bit of rain last night, but we're just going to wrap up the palms with this stuff. And if we do have rain, I have a tarp for each of the 3 Bismarckias we have. So each plant will get its own string of 25 feet of C9 lights. Just got to get them out. So we've got 2 circles around the base of the plant. Then we have all these left over to come up here. And ideally, I don't want the bulbs in direct contact with the plant. I kind of want them hovering in the air here, if I can get it that way. I'm just gonna add some of these little Christmas lights to the foliage. Okay. These ones won't be such a big deal if the bulbs are in contact with the foliage, because they just don't put off nearly as much heat. All right. More of a pain than I imagined. Okay. All right, so here we go with these two with their lights. I don't think these are gonna need protected as much. They've already been through one winter. They took heavy damage last year, so I don't want them to take heavy damage again this year though. But as far as their cold hardiness, they could probably be left just like this and be just fine tonight. But we're still gonna wrap them up. We're just gonna drape a blanket over top of them and then put the tarp over top of the blanket. And I'm gonna go get some stakes, drive them in the ground so that it hopefully doesn't weigh down the top of the plant so much. That's not bad. If things get real dicey, this is my additional measure I can take. I've got these 1 gallon jugs filled with some water. I spray painted them black in case I wanted to let them sit in the sun and absorb some heat. But what you can also do with them is stick them inside the bundle here and let them absorb some heat from the ground and from the Christmas lights. So it's 4:40 p.m., nowhere close to freezing yet, 48 degrees, but quite breezy out here. Just came out and turned the lights on, and so I left one light bulb outside of each one so that I could see and verify that they're on. I'm gonna take a peek out here before I go to sleep, make sure the GFI hasn't tripped or something that would take away their supply of warmth. But looking good so far, and we'll check that thermometer in a few hours. So we brought all the potted palms in the house for the night. In fact, they'll be in here for a couple of nights, I think. This is a new one. It's a Butia and typically super hardy, but the fact that it just came out of shipping and it came from Miami, 27 degrees is going to be the worst cold this thing's ever felt, I'm sure. So I didn't want to put it through that straight away, so it came in. We got our 2 foxtails here, which would experience significant damage at 27 degrees. They probably wouldn't die, but they'd spend an entire year next year trying to recover, and that's not what we want. So we brought them in. And the bottle palm, which actually quite likely would die, I think, at 27. Definitely total damage. So it's in the house too. And they'll be in here for a couple of nights. It's expected to be 34 tomorrow night, and that's a little bit too risky to put them back outside yet. So we'll leave them in for 2 days. Last week, we were supposed to have an overnight low of 41 one night. I woke up in the morning and it's 35. It's like 6 degrees less than forecasted, and left these all outside. But they seem to be completely fine, so dodged a bullet there. So I think y'all can see why I'm taking some extra precautions with the Bismarckias outside and trying to prepare for 25 degrees, even though the forecast is 27 or 28. 26 degrees is our extreme low. Let's go see how warm the trees are. All right, here they are. Made it through the night. Let's see how warm we are in here. This is pretty good. 46 degrees right there in the middle. There's probably some warmer and colder spots in here, but definitely well above freezing. 48 degrees. Wow. Okay. It's a few days later now. Wanted to do a proper end to the video and take a look at the plants. The blankets and everything, it kind of weighed on these a bit. These poles, if they were a bit taller, would have worked out better, but they're all right. They were just a little bit bent up. You know, you can see here, a little bent. but they straighten out. But all the plants look to be healthy and happy right now. And I think throwing the blanket was easier than trying to wrap the frost cloth. I may see if I can get a big, fleece blanket like I used on the smaller ones and use it on this big one as well. What I also may do if we get another deep freeze, I may take these older fronds off so they're not very bendy at all. This is very stiff. So tying these up in the top is not going to be that easy unless we have just these ones in the middle. So the outer 2 or 3 could be pruned off early, even though I don't like to cut off green foliage. So for now, these are fine. No further freezes in the forecast for the next couple of weeks. So we will go into the new year like this, and I'd say we did pretty well. Anyways, I'm gonna leave the Christmas lights up for the season, I think. But that's it. So y'all have a good one. I'll see you next time.